In February, former Metropolitan Police officer David Carrick was handed 36 life sentences. For almost 20 years, Carrick abused his position in the force to coerce and attack women. Carrying a gun became a unique feature of his abuse, using it to threaten his victims. He had been a member of a rare armed section of the UK police, tasked with defending high-profile government buildings and ministers.
It still baffles me how a monster was able to wear that uniform.
Nathan Bush served in the same unit while Carrick was there. Does it make you reflect differently on your time?
It makes me question probably every single person that I work with.
After Carrick pleaded guilty to 71 sexual offences, the Met Police admitted Carrick had previously come to theirs and other forces' attention 9 times.
We have missed opportunities over time to identify a pattern of abusive behaviour.
CNN has spent more than a month looking into those missed opportunities and found that on at least 2 occasions police did not follow their own procedures for handling misconduct and therefore did not miss Carrick's violence but failed to treat it with the severity it deserved, leaving him free to meet further victims. We spoke via text to one of those victims, Darcianne, who met Carrick in 2020. After months of abuse, she reported him to a police station outside of London in July 2021.
It's not easy for you to arrive at a police station and tell a policeman I was raped by a policeman.
Carrick was placed on restricted duties and his gun removed while they investigated, but he was not suspended. Darcianne ended up withdrawing her complaint.
I didn't feel protected, and whenever I went to the police station to make another statement, I asked and nobody told me anything. So I was very shaken and thinking that they didn't believe me.
Within 2 months, Carrick was preparing to return to full duties, armed once again. That should never have happened. From our own research into the Met's protocol for handling misconduct cases, Darcianne's allegations should have been investigated further, despite her withdrawing the complaint. And the officers assigned to the case would have had access to a searchable database that logged at least one previous incident in which Carrick was violent towards a woman. It happened just 5 months before Darcianne met him. In September 2019, a neighbour reported they had seen Carrick grabbing a woman by the neck during a domestic incident in Hertfordshire. Police there told us they sent a crime report to the Met Police, specifically to the department handling complaints against officers, known as the Directorate of Professional Standards, or the DPS. Now, according to the DPS' own guidelines, an allegation as serious as this should have been escalated.
It's domestic abuse, third-party reporting, so clearly it was done in view of other people. And the fact that in 2019, Carrick was carrying a gun, so it should have been escalated because there's a red flag there.
But no further action was taken. The victim did not want to pursue charges at the time, but Hertfordshire Police tell CNN that since Carrick's sentencing, they have now come forward with allegations against him.
Understand you're under arrest, okay?
In October 2021, Carrick was finally arrested again when another woman came forward with a rape allegation 3 months after Darcianne's complaint.
Police officer 20 years. Right.
He was charged and Darcianne's case was reopened.
And I told God and myself, thank you, Lord, for showing up another victim, so now they believe me.
She's not alone in this experience. Out of 573 Met Police officers accused of sexual offences by the public over 11 years, just 2 were charged. To add to the horror, the Met has confirmed that 2 of Carrick's colleagues have been placed on restricted duties after contacting one of his victims. Sky News reported they had been sending sexually suggestive messages to her. As yet, no police officer has faced any consequences for failing to stop Carrick for so many years. The UK's police watchdog has now reopened a review into the handling of Carrick's case, despite previously saying they had no cause to investigate. And the force continues to struggle to prove it can keep women safe and hold its officers to account. CNN reached out to the Met Police for this investigation and they referred us to their existing statements on Carrick. They said they would not be commenting further while there are ongoing government reviews into the handling of his case. And since Carrick's sentencing, more potential victims have come forward to police. Meanwhile, the Centre for Women's Justice told CNN that some of Carrick's victims are now considering a class action lawsuit against the Met Police. As yet, no police officer has faced any consequences for failing to stop Carrick. Katie Bogley, CNN, London.